everyone, it's Ms. Schumacher with today's mini lesson. Our focus this week is going to be on quadrilaterals and triangles, do some geometry work. So we're going to start today with triangles. And this is actually a review from November Number Corner. So we spent a lot of time in November talking about triangles, and we looked at how we can classify a triangle both by its sides and its angles. Every triangle we can give it two names. One based on the side, the measurement of the sides, and one based on the measurement of the angles. So we have our three types. We have equilateral, isosceles, and scalene. And you'll notice on these triangles here, these little tally marks, those show you which ones are equivalent. So sometimes they'll do that instead of putting a number in. And then we have our angles by acute, right, and obtuse. So let's go and let's spend a little bit of time just talking about the equilateral and by the sides. So an equilateral triangle means all the sides are the same. So in this case, we could say every side is 8 centimeters, 8 inches, whatever our unit is. So it means it's equilateral because all three sides are congruent, or all three sides are exactly the same. We then have isosceles, where only two of the sides are the same. Two of the sides are congruent with each other. We next have finally a scalene, which means only none of the sides are congruent. We don't have any equal sides, equal lengths. All of them are different. We then also have an acute triangle, when we now start talking about looking at their angles, looking at the measurements of their angles. This case with an acute, it means all three angles are less than 90 degrees. And the other thing we want to remember is that the angles in a triangle will equal 180 degrees. So you can use that to figure out a missing measurement in an angle, but just remember that all angles in a triangle total 180 degrees. An acute one means they are all less than 90 degrees. We next have a right triangle. And in a right triangle means you have one right angle in that triangle. The other two are usually acute, but the one is exactly that 90 degrees. And they will usually show it with this little corner box to remind us that is a perfect 90-degree angle. So anything below 90 is acute. Exactly 90 is a right. And then we come to an obtuse, which is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees. And it can be 91. That is still considered obtuse. 91 to 180, which would be actually a straight line. So an obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle, and then usually the other two would be acute angles. So just to talk to you about your assignment for today, you have 3 pages to do. One is working just with triangles, where those of you doing it online, you have just sets of triangles that you would move and drag to where they would go by the description. And there might be some extra ones here. Those of you doing it at home, you can just draw it. And then again, anytime you have these explanation boxes there, again, just tell your idea. Why is that your answer? Another one here with triangles where, again, they just give you a sample. And I will make sure that poster is attached to your work. For those of you who get it on Dojo or who did it on Google Classroom, you will have access to that photo from my classroom. And here, you're going to get 2 triangles. You're going to count the right angles, acute angles, and obtuse angles, how many congruent sides looking at it. And then you're going to name it twice. Once by angles, once by sides. And you could tell which ones maybe look the same length when we're talking about congruent sides in this case. And then some of your assignments, for those of you on the Google Classroom, you'll see you have this circle that you can just drag to whatever you think the answer is going to be. And if it doesn't fit it perfectly, as long as you know you're on it, that's how you would show your answer. Same here, a little bit of combination of both, a couple dragging based on the clues, and dragging the circle, and then again explaining here. Also, do not forget to do your Number Corner updates. When you go into Classroom, you'll see that separate Number Corner assignment. We are skipping a day, so because we didn't do anything Friday, so you will have one blank based on what you see in your assignment, but that's okay. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.